Hey folks, in this tutorial we are going to discuss chef and ice cream problem and find the solution to this problem by means of C programming language. So let's look into this problem carefully. As per the problem description, there is a chef that owns an ice cream shop in a chef land named Skours. There are only three type of coins in this chef land: rupees 5, rupees 10 and rupees 15. The ice cream costs rupees 5. After this, let's say there are n people numbered 1 through n standing in a queue to buy ice cream from Skours. Each person wants to buy exactly one ice cream. It is only possible for someone to buy an ice cream when chef can give them back their change exactly. For example, if someone pays with a rupees 10 coin, chef needs to have a rupees 5 coin that he gives to the person as a change. Let's understand the question by means of this example. Case 1. Say there are 3 persons standing in the row and the first person asks the chef to give him the ice cream. Say the first person pays rupees 5 to get an ice cream. For this, chef do not need to return any change as the ice cream itself costs rupees 5. So the chef would simply give him the ice cream and increment the number of 5 rupees coin in his wallet. After this, let's say the second person asks the chef to give him the ice cream and say the second person pays rupees 10 coin to get the ice cream. This time, chef has to return some change. For this, the chef would look into his wallet and find whether he has one or more 5 rupees coin to return the change. And as we can see, the chef would find in his wallet that there is one 5 rupee coin and he can easily return the change. So he returned the change, increment the number of 10 rupee coin in his wallet and give the second person the ice cream. That's it. For the third person, when he asks the chef to give him the ice cream, say the third person pays rupees 15 coin to get the ice cream. For this, now again chef has to return some change. For this, the chef would look into his wallet to find whether he has 2 or more 5 rupees coin or 1 or more 10 rupee coins to return the change. And as we can see, in chef's wallet, he will find one 10 rupee coin with which he can easily return the change. So he returned the change and give the third person the ice cream also. Let's consider example case 2. Here, 2 persons are there standing in the row to get the ice cream. When the first person asks the chef to get the ice cream, let's assume the first person pays him rupees 10 coin to get the ice cream in the very beginning. Now, since the chef do not have any money in the very beginning and no money even to return the change, so chef would simply say to the first person that he cannot give him the ice cream because he has no money to return the change. Let's consider example case 3. Here again 2 persons are there standing in the row and the first person asks the chef to give him the ice cream. Say the first person pays the chef rupees 5 coin to get the ice cream. with 5 rupees being no problem and no need to return the change, chef would simply serve the first person ice cream and increments the number of 5 rupees coin in his wallet. For the second person, when he asks the chef to get him the ice cream, say the second person pays the chef rupees 15 coin to get the ice cream. At this time, the chef has to return some change. For this, the chef would look into his wallet and find whether he has 2 or more 5 rupees coin to return the change, or 1 or more 10 rupees coin to return the change. But ultimately we can see in chef's wallet he would find none of them, and hence simply say to the customer that he cannot return change to him, so he cannot give him an ice cream. After looking at these explanations, let's talk about the input and output of our program. The input seeks that the first line of the input should contain a single integer t that denotes the number of test cases. After that, the first line of each test case contains a single integer n, and after that, the second line contains n space separated integers a1, a2 till an. As far as output is concerned, for each test case, we have to print a single line containing string yes if all people can be served, or no otherwise. Let's talk about the program logic. As far as program logic is concerned, first of all we have to define a variable t that actually keeps track of the number of test cases, that actually counts the number of times we need to test our program. For this, we have set a loop from I equals to 0 to t minus 1. After this, we define a variable n that actually signifies the number of people standing in the row to get the ice cream. And then we define a loop for j 0 to n minus 1. This actually stores the money of each and every person standing in the row in arrays volume. After this condition would check whether the information related to the money corresponding to each and every customer in the row has been stored or not. If no, the program control would be transferred again to the for loop, otherwise it would transfer the program control to this instruction. Here we define 3 variables k equals count 5 and count 10 with initial values 0, 0 and 0. Here k signifies the number of customers served by the ice cream chef so far, which in the very beginning is actually 0, and count 5 keeps track of number of 5 rupee coin in chef's wallet, which again in the very beginning is 0, and the count 10 keeps track of number of 10 rupee coin in chef's wallet, which is also 0. After this, the program control would be transferred to this loop. This loop actually keeps track that whether the ice cream chef is able to serve the customers or not. If the customer for the very first iteration pays rupees 5 coin, then the chef has no problem, and he just increment the number of 5 rupees coin in his wallet by means of count 5 plus plus and serve the customer by means of incrementing k plus plus. But if the customer pays rupees 10, then the chef would check whether he has number of 5 rupees coin equals to 0 or not. If the number of 5 rupees coin in his wallet is 0, then he simply cannot serve that customer and print no and break the loop. But if he has 1 or more 5 rupees coin in his wallet, then he can simply return the change and easily serve him the ice cream. Then in that case, the ice cream chef would decrement the number of 5 rupees coin in his wallet by 1 and increment the number of 10 rupees coin in his wallet by 1. Let's say the customer pays him rupees 15 coin. In that case, the chef would first check whether he has number of 10 rupees coin 0 or not. If the number of 10 rupee coin in his wallet is 0, then the chef would check whether the number of 5 rupees coin in his wallet is less than 2 or not. If the number of 5 rupees coin in chef's wallet is less than 2, then simply the chef cannot serve the customer as he is not able to return the change exactly. So he just simply say no and break the loop. But if the number of 5 rupees coin in chef's wallet is greater than 2, then the chef would decrement the number of 5 rupees coin in his wallet by 2 in order to return the change in the denomination of 2 5 rupees coin to the customer. But say if the ice cream chef has one or more 10 rupees coin in his wallet, then he just simply decrement the number of 10 rupees coin in his wallet and return the change successfully, and transfer the program control to this part of the program and increments the number of customers served by the ice cream chef so far. After that, the program control would be transferred to this condition where the program would check whether all the people in the row standing for the ice cream has been served or not. If the condition is true, then the program control would be transferred to this condition where this condition consequently becomes true as all the people standing in the row to get an ice cream have been served so far, and it simply prints yes. But if the condition becomes false, the program control would be transferred to the next test case. After looking at the problem, let's talk about the program code. Here the program code has been written in C language. As we can see, we have defined the integer variable t to keep track of the number of test cases. Here we have defined the integer variable n to keep track of number of person in a row. Here we have input the values of the money corresponding to each and every person standing in the row to get the ice cream. Here we have the variable k, count 5 and count 10 to keep track of number of people served by the ice cream chef so far, and the number of 5 rupees coin in the chef's wallet and the number of 10 rupees coin in the chef's wallet respectively. This loop is present here to keep track of the number of people served by the ice cream chef so far. If the person pays rupees 5 coin to the ice cream chef, then the chef do not need to return any change, and chef would increment the number of 5 rupees coin in his wallet by means of this instruction. But if the customer pays him rupees 10 coin to get the ice cream, then in that case the ice cream chef would check whether he has number of 5 rupees coin in his wallet equals to 0 or not. If this condition becomes true, that it simply signifies that the ice cream chef has no 5 rupee coin in his wallet, and hence he cannot return the change, and he simply prints no and break the loop. But if the condition is false, it simply means chef has one or more 5 rupees coin to return the change. For that, the chef simply decrements the number of 5 rupee coin in his wallet by means of count 5 minus minus, and increment the number of 10 rupees coin in his wallet by count plus plus. After this, let's consider the case when the customer pays him rupees 15 coin to get the ice cream. For this, if this condition becomes true, then the chef would first check whether he has number of 10 rupees coin in his wallet equals to 0 or not. If the number of 10 rupees coin are 0, then the chef would check number of 5 rupees coin in his wallet to be less than 2 or not. If this condition becomes true, then both the options for the chef has been closed, and chef is not able to return change to the customer in any way possible. So the chef would simply print no and break the loop. But if chef has 2 or more 5 rupee coin in his wallet, then he simply returns the change in denomination of 2 5 rupees coin, for which he decrements the number of 5 rupees coin in his wallet by 2 by means of this instruction, count 5 minus equals to 2. But let's say in the very beginning, if the chef has 1 or more 10 rupees coin in his wallet, then the chef returns the 10 rupees coin as a change to the customer and decrement the count 10 variable by 1. After this, here this k++ instruction would increment the number of people served by the ice cream chef in the row standing to get an ice cream. Once this loop over, here this condition, if k equals to n, would check whether all the people standing in the row has been served or not. If the answer is yes, then the chef would print yes and transfer the program control to the next test case, present. here. After discussing this program code, let's talk about its output. For that, we can simply check the output in this way. Say the number of test cases that we want to check are 2, and the number of people standing in the rows are 4, and say the first person pays rupees 5, and the second person has rupees 10, and the third person has 15 rupees coin, and the last person has 5 rupee coin. So let's check whether the ice cream chef is able to serve all of them or not. The answer is yes. So the ice cream chef can simply serve all of them. Now let's talk about the second test case, where the number of people standing in the row are 5, and the first person pays him 10 rupee coin, the second person has a 15 rupee coin, and the third person has a 5 rupee coin, and the fourth person also has a 5 rupee coin, and the fifth person has a 15 rupee coin. Let's see whether the ice cream chef is able to serve all of them or not. The answer is no. So it signifies that the ice cream chef is not able to serve this row of customers with ice cream, because the very first customer has a 10 rupee coin, and in the very beginning, as we know, the chef has no money with him, so he cannot return the change. Thank you so much.